Right, I think I've managed to get everything sorted. I'm just gonna wait for the inevitable delay of the catch-up to make sure I'm doing this correctly. But I see you in the chat, Zapper Cat. Hope you are well. Okay, audio is working. I apologise in advance if I do sound a bit ill. I am a tad bit. I'm gonna try and mute up every time I need to cough. But we'll get to that bridge when we get to it. Right, now the question is, if I click this button, does it automatically transfer over? And does it work? Okay, yes, the stream delay is working, but the screen is also working as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I'm basically a professional streamer right now. I should never doubt myself. It's just going to be the same as usual. Probably about an hour and a half of me absolutely waffling, catching up on the nightmares. That's fantastic. You can see the game. I'm still an amateur streamer at the end of the day. But glad that I'm doing something correctly. Also, I did have this trialed out. No, chat is disabled for the live stream. Okay, maybe I'll sort that out in a bit. But it is what it is. Big topics today I will be talking about is patch 2.0 alongside a bit of a Invincible episode 4 and everyone's thoughts and opinions on that. We'll start off with the actual game though. I haven't checked it since I finished work. Absolutely nothing interesting. The game audio isn't working, it seems, which is always a lovely start. Let me try and give that a quicker reset. I've also got two cats literally running crazy around me. They've picked now to be a good time to start playing. Right. Now is the game? No. Is the game audio actually turned up? It is. Well, if I do it, there we go. Now we have game audio. I was just on silent. So that's fantastic. Nothing at all in the shops. But what is the discussion we'll start with today? Whether that's you don't have to apologise. It was quite funny. It was. I was driving home and I just kept getting notifications that I was being replied to, and I didn't remember putting anything just before I left work. Then no, it was quite funny. Don't stress. Don't apologise. It's all good. Sometimes it just takes a bit longer to catch up. The speed that the Discord server goes at is insane most of the time. Right, let's do all this Valentine's Day stuff first, because I haven't done any of that. And while I'm simultaneously doing that, it's coming up to 5 o'clock when I said I'd start. Where I'll start absolutely spamming everyone that I'm live. Gotta remember to keep tapping through, because I've had it where I forget to tap. Where is the live stream link? Uninstalled the new patch, but wouldn't still talk. That's fair. I get a lot of people's opinions are that all of these battle passes or hero passes, whatever nonsense they want to call it, is it's generally it's a massive shock, I believe, to the game. But I don't blame you completely. Hello, Logan Seven Titan. Great to see you actually interacting now. I mean, you're allowed to complain here. I'm not going to stop you. This is a freedom of speech. But if it gets a bit too wild, then I'll time you out. No. Voice your opinions. They need to be heard. And I have Ubisoft in my DMs. So if it's anything, Jesus, my cat is on a rampage right now. But if it's anything worthwhile, even Logan Seven Titan here, he can probably send a message or two, and the only way that they can fix the game is simply by complaining about it in the first place. So voice your opinions. I don't mind it here. I'll try and reason with it, or I'll try and debate with it in a friendly manner. And great, my game is broken. But yeah. They need to hire a marketing department in the first place. Everything gets spoiled a whole day before anything actually happens. So they need to actually get a marketing department first. But I'm sure you'll do better for them. But just remember, send no hate to the community people. Send no hate to the moderators and everyone. Don't send hate to me either. I don't control anything, but neither do the community managers. They're just doing their job and trying to keep us happy. And if they can take on anything you sent in that report, would be amazing. But it's mainly it's a big culture shock. No one was expecting this. No one was expecting 3 different passes. And if there was an announcement, I don't know if I've mentioned it already, but if there's an announcement saying here's the timeline, you can get these characters by paying now, but they will be free eventually. If there was something kinda mentioning that, gets leaked through data mines, they accidentally post things. Well, the data mines, it's a sensitive subject for reasons. But I suppose my end, I try and keep data mining to a small minimum. We all have degrees in marketing. I don't have any degrees at all. I completely skipped university. I went straight into the working world. What was I talking about before? Data mining. But yeah, I'm, as much as I do find everything I want, I do not publicly post it all. I leave that down to the next person. But I also don't mind the tease every so often. I don't know if that's breaking many rules, but I'm sure if anyone does hear the confirmation, that although I did get to an agreement where I said I still would, but I won't publicly post. The new thing that was found today wasn't data mined. That's all I'll say. But it's exciting. No clue when. But it is what it is. But in general, everything else, ignore the passes. Everything else seems to be quite fun. There would be one way, but they priced the game too high, so eventually available won't help. Not enough whales in the Invincible fan pool. You'd be surprised. I reckon the top spenders do give a lot. I'm not gonna confirm what is found on stream. If you really want to know, you can go find it. As far as I'm aware, I don't know if I actually do get watched, but I don't want to upset the higher ups. If there is a big 2.0 update, that would be crazy. I mean, it is next week, if I remember my dates correctly. Then something big should be around the corner. It does fall within the middle of season 3, and as far as my understanding goes, is that they do have a lot of stuff going on. In terms of bits and bobs, because when I've requested the odd few things from Hirokari, the kind of rough answer I get is don't have time at the moment, but we'll be looking into it. Or at least the wording I got into one response was in connection to your question above, due to season 3 and upcoming plans. So whether that upcoming plans involves also includes first year anniversary. Data mining will be good marketing strategy. You see, the issue with that is when one of the primary data miners of the games is also one of the, I don't want to say largest, because Shoved is larger than me, but second largest, can I say that? The second largest content creator. Those two job roles don't fit well together on a Venn diagram. And I've already been told off for data mining, so hence I don't publicly show off. Though I have just seen Hirokari is also in the server that a few things does get posted to. But oh well. Yeah. They do a fantastic job in keeping things under wraps. Fair play to them. A lot of games are very I don't want to say open to data mining, but I know when I was in my contest of champions era, I remember when champions and bosses were getting leaked and you get the broken animations quite early. I don't think any creator is allowed to talk about data mined info, to be honest. If there is a creator that is allowed, that's very much bullshit, because if I can't talk about it, why can they? But I understand the terminology they gave me is that by releasing all the abilities, it kind of makes an unfair advantage, if that makes any sense. But you know, if any creator is allowed to talk about data mining, it should be me. But I keep it on the hush hush. So what position are we all in on the Global Hall of Fame? There's a handful of English ones actually. A lot of them seem to have started posting again. So yeah, Shoved is the biggest one by subscriber wise, I'm pretty sure. This is all on the community content tab I'm looking at. How many? So 1 being myself, 2 being Shoved. There's Substro that he posted recently, and I watched his video, and it seems he's recently had a child. So that's probably why he's made a return. He also has a code, so go over, watch his video, and you get a code. There's also Aaron Smith, who spoke for the first time in his recent video, and he's Irish, and I love an Irish accent. So that's 4, I'm counting. And then you got Adele Dark Knight, or Grupo Helsing, whatever they go by. They're Portuguese. And I don't believe there's anyone else. It's nothing illegal or anything. They just don't want things spoiled. They also don't want people hoarding resources for leaked characters and events. Yeah, I get that. I mean, that's why I'm in a sensitive position of where I am and a quote-unquote official content creator. I don't want to overstep my boundaries, because this could end up being something quite nice for me. Although I'm not putting all my eggs in a basket, it would be nice if this ended up being a fantastic little side hustle. Looks like a screen lock. Fair enough. Well, talk to you soon as well. Continue replying to Discord messages 2 hours late, and it should be fine. Worst thing they can do is kick you off the content creator so you don't get assets and resources. That's the fun part, where I can still get access to assets and resources. But then it's also a double-sided sword. If they drop me, then I'm just gonna post everything freely and publicly. Hell, I even make a YouTube video out of all the new stuff. So they've got to keep a leash on me somehow. Not saying I'm into that, but I hope you get the metaphor. $1,600. I believe we started playing the same time, right? I'll double check where I am. But yeah, I believe you must have started around the same time as UK launch, beta, early access, whatever they want to call it. And the game's broke again. Oh no, it just took a while to load. Where am I sitting at? 1,388, and then top hero 2666. That is that the devil's number? Yes, that is the devil number. November 2023. Nice. Absolutely OG gang. I didn't actually ping Discord again that I'm live. There we go. Yeah, it's been a crazy year and a bit of playing this game. A lot of fun. Even the Discord server has gone through its phases and arcs of characters. Also, Omni 5 stars. Why is their power so much lower than your Omni 5 star Omni Man? So you have a 5-star uni. I believe I do as well, yes. I don't know, Omni-Man is just built different. It's just a whole 10 million difference. If that answers your question. I believe Omni-Man's always had, for some reason, just a heavily boosted power. Muni has more attack. Yeah, Omni-Man is just a broken character. Again, I don't believe you're here at the start, but I am a tad bit ill. I will attempt to try and mute up every time I need to cough. Just out of respect for your eardrums. I should also actually get a glass of water to have next to me. But I suppose that's enough discussion about version 2.0 and the stuff that's going on about the game. Let's move to season 3, episode 4, if that's a comfortable subject. But I also don't know if anyone's had time to actually get through and watch it. I'm a very terrible employee. I sat at my desk. I got into the office at 7:30. Episode came out at 8, and I kind of just locked in, had it on my phone, watched it straight away. Had to pause it a few times for people walking up, but don't tell my boss that. Last week was terrible when there was 3 episodes out. I was almost tempted to... You can book meeting rooms in my office. I was very tempted to just book a meeting room for the whole morning, just so I can just stream it in peace. But episode 4 today, I very much enjoyed it. The fight scenes are insane. That song by Joji, my gosh, was it incredible. Looking forward very much to next week. You've not watched it yet. I will, out of pure respect towards you, because I love you. Not in that sense. But I won't talk much more about it. But I very much enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to it. It's crazy to say that we're halfway through the season already, but we also got 3 episodes last week, so I suppose next week will be halfway through the schedule, but we're halfway through the season in a sense. It's getting good. It's peak television. I don't know how I managed to survive this. No, I did not survive it. I thought I was just about to clutch it on this nightmare for 2 seconds. Oh no, I did clutch it. Did I? Wait, hold on, I need to rewatch it back. I did. Absolutely insane. Right, while this one's playing, I am just going to quickly grab myself a cup of water before I absolutely pass out on stream. Got water, which means I shouldn't die. Fingers crossed. If I just about survived the last Cecil nightmare, I do not know how I'm still managing to push on. Maybe I really am just built different. I think this will be the end for this this nightmare tree, at least. I have been starting a list. I need to go back and rewatch season 1 and 2. Slowly as I've been watching, I've been making notes of all the characters that I think could be added. I suppose I can take off Multiple from this list now, actually. He's in the game now. But we've got Knucklebuster and Force Fist. I think they'd be very interesting characters. Obviously, they can synergize with each other quite nicely. It's a controversial one, but I've also got pre-GDA Cecil from the flashback. In the lore sense of the game, they do have these kind of dimensions with Agent Spider and cloning with the game kind of campaign storyline. So I think they can merge time travel into the game storyline. Therefore, we can get a pre-GDA Cecil, where the current Cecil we have is very futuristic ranged. This pre-GDA, which is more melee based with a pistol, kind of like Isotope. I think that'd be an insane character to add. What else have I got? I won't go into any of the characters I noted down for the episode today, just for the sake of it's still quite early days for spoilers. I'm still very surprised Shapesmith. My boy Shapesmith needs some loving. Yeah, definitely needs to get the respect he deserves. I have noted down the Mr. Liu, who is the guy that has the dragon who appeared at the end of season 1. If my brain is braining, I reckon Titan might be a main focus in the next episode. Next week. Wait, we just had episode 4. Then yeah, okay. My guess right now, I'm throwing it in. Episode 5 will be Titan focused, with Isotope and the stuff that was going on, with Multiple being in prison and Mr. Liu wanting to get him out. You heard it here first. Insider knowledge. It's not insider knowledge. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's my theory in the hat. Lizard League as well. There are so many characters. I really hope if they do eventually decide to add the Lizard League, it's just gonna kill the game if for 4 or 5 months they release it. But what they've done with Kid Omni-Man and Multiple, they could do with some of the Lizard League as well. Of course, it's gonna create anger when people see it's paywalled, but if we do see that it is available for free eventually, then it will be happy days. On my list as well, I've also got King Mauler, the Mauler that survived the Angstrom bomb. they eventually got knocked off by the clone. But I think that'd be an interesting to further add to Maulers. And it'd also give a reason. One thing that bugs me out, I have this OCD thing where I want to build one of each character. And I would love to have a full Mauler team, but I can't bring myself to build more Maulers than the two that's already there. So a third Mauler being King Mauler would be great. That would also add to the criminals factions who's been left unloved since Angstrom Levy. Then what have I got from season 1? Donald Ferguson, Machine Head, Biplane, the dude that Immortal was fighting briefly, Mr. Lou, Furnace. I only realised recently that Furnace and Magma Knight are actually two separate people. But yeah, they would be good additions. And the Mummy dude. I did actually find his name. Was it Kahor? But the Mummy dude that we've seen show up twice. Once in season 1, once in season 2. That would be a cool character to add. But only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. How many of them will be rares locked behind a hero pass? Or how many of them will be... I really hope they stick to the normal elite kind of... what do you call it? Format. It works so perfectly. I'm feeling like death right now, or at least my throat is. Cannon Hand. I have a feeling that's not his name. Or is it his name? Cannon Hand doesn't sound massively familiar. I think I know who you're on about. Is his name Cannon Hand? Kill Cannon, that's his name. Yes, Kill Cannon. I've seen people screaming for Kill Cannon for quite a while now, to be honest. Yeah, I think Kill Cannon would be a perfect elite. Yes, we got there eventually, yeah. Thank you, Matthew. Let me add that to the list now, because I do intend to make a YouTube video about it. Of all the characters they can add. He showed up in season 1, so we can go in the season 1 list. Kill Cannon. I'm now seeing the annoying part of YouTube where I figured it out quite quickly, but it's taken a while for the stream to get to you and then the chat to get back to me. But yes, what just happened? Oh, there we go. Elgato decided to El Dio, if that's the rhyme. Yes, yeah. Kill Cannon. He's basically a main character. All the plot relevance, but no screen time. He deserves the respect. I'm pretty sure Elephant Guy is literally called Elephant Guy. Or Elephant Man. But I'm quite certain that that's literally his name. Quite simplistic, straightforward. No cutting around the bush. Just Elephant Man. Let me double check that for you though. Elephant Man. Oh no, he's just called Elephant. Not even Elephant Man, not even Elephant Guy, literally just Elephant. How do you know he's returning in season 3? Is he in the trailer somewhere that I've missed out? I've tried to avoid the trailers as much as I can, so it doesn't spoil. Even though I've read all the comic books, I want to see the comic, the show. Almost looks brand new. But how have you seen where the elephant is? But yes, elephant. Add that to the list as well. I don't know how I missed him. Yeah, I've been making this list off the top of my head for season 1 and season 2. I'm sure there's so many more characters that could be added. So season 2, Science Dog. Science Dog. Now that I remember that. Science Dog. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. I meant to mute my mic, not hide my screen. He may return 80%. I like those odds. That's likely then. You see, the giant, I think that the way that a lot of people have requested is some kind of alliance-based boss raid, where instead of going against a team of 5 or a bunch of waves, you go against one big tank of a boss. And I think the giant, because of his size, of course, would be perfect for that. Same with Hail Mary. I think they call her Hail Mary, but the bigger, what's it called, kaiju that Cecil drugs up to attack Omni-Man in season 1, but having them as like a big kind of raid boss. I don't know if they'd be able to implement it, but the bigger octopus type creature that attacks the crews in season 2, that'd be another big raid boss. And the cave dweller thing from the fish world, they do have a very large range of large characters that could be a boss raid, but only time will tell. I've got to make sure I list all of this down. Cool. Right, I've got that noted down ready for when I decide to make that. I plan on making that video after the season 3 is done, so I can have a long list of season 3 kind of characters. We can go into comic book spoilers and list a whole bunch of characters, but we're not going to touch that here, at least. Yeah, the cruise ship kaiju is what I'm calling it. We're not allowed to talk about Savage Dragon here. That's comic book spoilers there, unless Savage Dragon has shown up in the background. But I do know there is a kind of IP license. I'm not sure if it's a licensing issue, but from my understanding, so you've got the original creator. He's obviously let Amazon make this TV show, But if they also give the rights to Savage Dragon, Brit, and one that was gonna kind of show up in this season, but I don't think it is, but Wolfman, if they let Amazon put them in the TV show, then Amazon also own the rights to them, and I think he's saving that for whatever extra side project he's got going on in his life. But because of that, I don't think we'll see Savage Dragon in the game. But I also I don't deal with the licensing of characters for them, so you never know. There's always a silver lining, I suppose, of hope. I'm not. I believe. I did he not make them? I believe he did make them, but I'm probably wrong. So maybe I need to do a bit more research on that. But I know they're not gonna come into the TV show and probably the game as well. Oh, Image Comics own them. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. Sorry, getting distracted. Um, the two twins from season 3, yes. Fight Master and Dropkick. Um, I do have some season 3 characters there. A whole bunch of them actually from today's episode. I don't want to openly talk about it too much to spoil it too much. But yeah, Fight Master and Dropkick. But I also feel like they could do like a if there's anyone playing Marvel Rivals, but a cloak and dagger type situation, because they do seem to be the exact same character, and it'd be quite a cop out if they separate them to two. But yeah, two characters, that would be cool, and they do have some kind of plot relevance to the game. So more than I was gonna say more than Sever Tyrant does, but he actually has plot relevance now. More plot relevance than Universa, at least. Then she's not even in the show yet. I don't know if they'll ever get around to adding all the B list heroes. There's so many, and I suppose some you could assume their powers, but there's so many they could add. But whether they can actually make a whole couple of abilities, that'd be down to them. And absolutely, yeah, a shredded Alan would go crazy. But that's where it also gets into the conversation whether they add uh, whether they add costumes or skins, quote unquote, or whether they add them as entirely separate characters. I'm more on the entirely separate characters kind of side, as they can then have a bit more fun with abilities. So taking a reference from Marvel Contest of Champions, they have like 10 different versions of Spider-Man last time I checked, but each of them are unique in their own way. So like a version of we have the current version of Invincible, then possibly the blue suit Invincible, or another one is Omni Man, and then maybe Fraxon Omni Man, in his kind of Emperor get up. And then who else could there be? There's obviously Kid Omni Man. Uh, I don't know if it's too much of a spoiler, but he is gonna grow up pretty fucking fast. So that'd be one to add, a grown up Oliver when we get to that stage. Who else? Immortal. King Immortal would be a good addition, but whether he had enough kind of plot time or screen time to make a whole three new abilities is the kind of same kind of thing. But Hamed, are you on skins or entirely new characters? Is that the vibe you're on? Kind of both. Fair enough. Skin, it would be easy money for Ubisoft if they decide to do skins, but I think they'd have more fun creating new abilities. There's thing doesn't deserve. I suppose, yeah, not everyone deserves. Um, yeah, I suppose it's very much dependent on the character, whether it's a skin or a whole new. Because I suppose with Immortal, he has the same kind of power set. Whether they can be a bit more creative again, it's down to Ubisoft. But I suppose with a blue suit Mark, they can really change up his skill set and abilities. Sorry, I'm very much getting distracted with other things. I need to lock in. What else do I need to do? I need to start doing Multiverse Arena because I have not touched it at all this week. That's the next thing I'll move on to. I generally do the strat of just fight everyone and make note of who I lose against and make sure I don't fight them again. An early game player. So main thing is find your favorite 5 characters. That you can try and look at tier lists, but for the fun of the game, pick 5 and heavily focus on them initially. Preferably one from each faction. So you got the 4 factions in the game. When it comes to kind of ranking up, you need to sacrifice some. So if you focus on one per faction, heavily focus on them, get them to omnipotent, I guess. And then that way you can then push through campaign, nightmares, PvP, and then later on you can start working on getting everyone else up. It is the best kind of advice I can give you. But yeah, getting a solid team down first to get through most content is your best bet. Okay, Daniel 22. You are on my upset list. Who's been telling you Omni-Man is not good? Yes, he dies very quickly, but if you position him right, he's a pretty good character. He has a very good attack. But he is a sponge. He will die very quickly, I get that. But I very much enjoy my Omni-Man. As you can see, he's on my main team. The main thing that lets Omni-Man down is how Invincible is by miles better. And because they're both in the same faction, you kind of have to pick one or the other. So I picked Invincible first, then built Omni-Man kind of alongside. So the best position, if you're slowly building Omni-Man, is front right, if I'm remembering correctly. Because the way the way that the automatic targeting works is middle will go for middle, but the right goes for middle as well. So it means Omni-Man doesn't take hits straight away. I guess, if that makes any sense. But it very much sounds like your Omni-Man. It just keep leveling them up. Keep ranking up, keep going. I think he's a fantastic character. But generally, in the backline, you probably want your ranged people anyway. So the way I'm built is I have Universa and Robot at the back because they're both ranged. Titan is the tank in the middle. He'll take the aggro from, I believe, the middle and the right character. He'll take aggro from them too. And Omni-Man should take the aggro from the left. And then Invincible also goes for middle. If I remember that correctly, let's actually watch it to make sure I'm not absolutely waffling. No, Invincible goes for the one with the highest defense, if I remember correctly. If that makes sense, please let me know if that did not make any sense at all. And I'll try and explain it a bit better. But if you're looking for more advice, the best thing I can really say is join the Discord server. There's so many people that are generally online. They're always happy to help. Who did I lose? Vic Vinegar. Vic the villain. Got a hella squeaky chair as well. I really hope I feel 10 times better tomorrow as I'm going to watch the new Captain America. And I do not want to be coughing throughout that. That'd be shameful upon me. Let's disturb the cinema. Have I lost already in that? Fair enough. Okay, so Vic the villain, don't want to play against you either. What else did I put in my description that I was going to talk about? Oh yes, I was going to test the 2 new characters. So I have Kid Omni-Man to exceptional now. So I suppose I could do a little bit of light testing with Kid Omni-Man in a moment. And see what kind of tickles his fancy, but he hasn't unlocked all of his abilities yet. I haven't actually read his abilities, to be honest, which is very disrespectful on me. Same with Multiple. I think I've got, if I remember correctly, Multiple's up to Elite. We'll have a look at them next. Let me just get through some PvP, as I'm in the demotion zone, and that's scary. But what are everyone's early opinions on Kid Omni-Man and Multi-Pool being rare characters to begin with? They don't really have a lot going for them. But they new characters. Yes, due to a great update recently, Anissa now has the no, it's Universa. Anissa. Yes, I think it's all to do with the invaders tag, which is incredible. I was thinking about Universa because Universa was Anissa. No, I cannot remember. I'm pretty sure it's Universe that didn't have an invaders tag and it ruined a lot of stuff. But now they have added the invaders tag to her. She synergizes a lot better with Russ. Yeah. It's just a shame that I don't know many people that have an Anissa fully built out. I know Don Esteban from the infographics team. That is his baby. He spent a lot of money on getting that Anissa. Where is my Anissa at the moment? I've got over to 1 star. But yeah. I haven't played around for too much. Let's have a look at Kid Omni-Man. Dashes towards the enemy with the least defense and flies through them, dealing a guaranteed critical hit of 200%. Interesting. And what does that end up being? Increasing its critical chance by 15% over 20 seconds. Okie dokie. And multiple. Actually, I looked at his first ability, not the rest. When fighting alongside heroes from the last line of defense, Kid Omni-Man increases his team's healing received by 5%. He also increases damages he inflicts to malefactors. Okay, so very much another one for the last line of defense. More about multiple. Creates 3 copies of himself, each with 10% of his stats. They each launch themselves at the enemies with the highest attack. Okay. Does anything get added? They also increase their critical chance by... Okay. Interesting. Each time the malefactor ally dies, multiple entities copies gain 1% lifesteal effect. It stacks up to a minimum of 8 times. So I think that's good in kind of an operations sense. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're well. Yes, he definitely can. Now what's that? Backup copy. Just before dying, multiple creates a copy of himself that's 80% of his max HP. He can do it 1 time per battle. And then he can then do it 2 times per battle. And that's pretty insane. I didn't look at Kid Omni-Man's. After each critical hit performed, Kid Omni-Man increases critical damage by 3% for the whole of the battle. Has a 60% chance of changing his target randomly. Interesting. So if he crits, he's just going to be bouncing between enemy to enemy. Oh, hello, Chloe from the server. How are you? Yeah, he gives very much tank kind of properties. But yeah, let's play around a bit with Kid Omni-Man. Let's jump into some Cecil's Nightmares. Let's just do this one. Let's not throw him into level 50 actually. Let's start from the bottom. See how he does. Just on his own. I haven't actually looked at the animations too much. Yes, I was saying earlier that eventually Oliver will fucking grow, because of the rate he grows at, and they will introduce a kind of adult version as an elite, as it's pure disrespect to throw him as a rare. But I'm also I'm suffering a sore throat at the moment, and I am going to attempt to mute my mic every time I need to go into a coughing fit. But other than that, I'm surviving and thriving. I don't think we've managed to prop his ability yet. We'll keep going until he does. Nah, he's just too strong already as it is. He's still just too strong. Okay, now we'll see his ability prop. I don't know how much health that green ghost was on before, but as oh, they're already quite low. Fair enough. Yes, yeah. So something has definitely travelled down south. Because when I was talking to Oren yesterday, I think it was, he's also had something recently, so something has made its rounds up and down the country. It's terrible. But it's about time, really. It always happens. Someone somewhere will start it, and then it's just like a Mexican wave going around. I mean, I'm sure I've now infected the majority of my office. But you know, the game's the game. Consider yourself very lucky if you did not get it. It's really annoying. So yeah, the ability, I don't know. Just needs more of it. He is very much solo at the moment. Maybe is there an artifact that increases a kind of crit chance? I mean, it's not really going to help him much right now. It's the crit chance with the exceptional plus ability that helps a lot. But what kind of artifact would work on him? Let's throw him with this and some Guardians of the Globe characters. Might be a strat. Actually, can't remember what any of these do. It's ranged. No. Maybe cloaking might be good for... Kid Omni-Man. No, I want to friend it on Kid Omni-Man. Tapping the wrong buttons. Who's my favourite character in the show and the game? So in the game, I'll stick with the title character, Invincible. Just my favourite. The title character, as is. But from the show, who I've been petitioning to add since the competition in Christmas, was I want to see Robot in his crippled tank form. And he can summon robots to attack for him, all that kind of stuff. I just want crippled tank Robot. I will sell my soul to the devil. I will do freelance work for Ubisoft and I won't charge them. Just I need them to add crippled tank Robot. So much potential going on there. Along with the prison guard, Chicken Pot Pie Pete. He has all of the plot relevance. He needs the respect. When they had the guessing competition where you can guess the two characters, they were the two that was on top of my list. I didn't want no Agent Spider and I didn't want no Cecil. I wanted my cripple tank Robot and my Chicken Pot Pie Pete. Okay, I just saw Kid Omni-Man just died there. What did he die to? And I think he was just generally getting overwhelmed. Did he do like a area of damage when he did that? Everyone lined up. Did he... He did damage to everyone there, did he? When he did that zoom in. Well, not the zoom in, but the kind of blast through. Interesting. No, it's very difficult to kind of line that up. It's interesting to know. Penetrate damage, that's probably a better word. Yes. Thank you very much for saving the day. Yes, that is the best comment. Yeah, I think I saw it was only the two that got hit. I'll just play around with multiple. What time is it? 10 past. Right, I will be having to disappear soon. But just want to have a little bit of fun first. Okay, I don't think we popped his ability there. Did we? No, we did. I just didn't see it. Oh, he literally popped it as soon as he died. Okay, same thing happened there again. As soon as he popped it, he gets the green ghost down. I'm very terrible. I check the game more or less every 10-15 minutes. I keep refreshing my turning up the heat and my GDA ops. Don't tell my boss that, as I will get fired. but I am a very frequent loginer. Again, same thing. He managed to kill him before, well, as he pops the ability. There's some pretty big damage, and the clones stay on the field. That is pretty huge, actually. See how he fares up against this. Yeah, I try. I do get work done. It's just sometimes when it's very slow, I do find myself checking it quite often. The issue is that I try and save doing nightmares until I'm live streaming. It's just a sense of kind of give me something to do on live stream. But yeah, generally it's just checking my GDA ops every 10 or so minutes. It is indeed. They're very much pillows in a sense. I wonder if we could ever get it to pop twice and have double the amount of clones, if that's even possible. Let's see if he just about survived the last kind of round, so maybe he can survive this one enough. He's already halfway down. It's not looking good. Nah, I think he dies on this one. Yeah. Rest in peace. Yeah, I think in maybe, I reckon over the weekend I should be able to, through the hero pass, get enough to get both Kid Omni-Man and multiple up to Exceptional Plus. So I have all their abilities to play around with. The Hall of Fame, I am sitting at 1393. 1393. When the update was rolling out, I did get a screenshot of myself at number 30, as people were slowly updating. But at the moment, I see them quite stable here. Which I suppose adds up, because in Cecil's Nightmares, I just about scratch 1000 sometimes. Where am I in the current Cecil Nightmares, if it lines up? Yeah, so 1140. Oh gosh. And that one starts soon. Yeah. I'm not a massive spender in the game. Not to the likes of Mr. Adzi. But I've spent a bit too much, but not a crazy amount. Man, I know a lot of these people probably have spent hundreds and hundreds. Which is crazy. And then the top hero is my Omni-Man, sitting at 2676. I mean, I don't know how big the player base is, but I reckon anywhere that's like top 2000's a solid kind of gamer. I don't know if there is anywhere we can look at how much the current kind of active player base is. 7-star Eve, nice. I'm very much, I don't know what to do now. I'm slowly trying to get everyone up to Epic Plus. And then once I get everyone to Epic Plus, I'm probably going to I want to take Alan up to Omnipotent. when I get a chance to. And then I'm trying to have 2 of each faction to start off with to be omnipotent. So Omni-Man and Invincible are my 2 Earth Defenders. Robot and Monster are my 2 GDA. So yeah, Alan would even out that I have 2 of each omnipotent. But then I think afterwards, just to aid me in campaign nightmares, I'm just going to heavily focus on my top 5. Yeah. It's just finding that right balance. But, you know, it's fun and interactive. I mean, I've almost got everyone's Epic Plus. When I say almost. And then it's just getting the stars and everyone, which is so long. Then now I've got to focus on getting Kid Omni-Man and Multiple up to a decent level. Just a very long process. You can indeed add me. If you send me your code, I'm gonna finish the live stream in a second. I'm not gonna show my code on screen because I don't know. I just have a feeling that someone's gonna find me and start adding me as friends, and it's gonna fill up my friends list with people I don't actually know. But I suppose I have interacted with you fairly enough on the Discord. But yeah, send me your code and I will add you after I finish streaming, which will be shortly. Let's check the shops because I haven't checked that so far this refresh. No worries. I will I'll add that in a moment. But I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you very much for anyone that is still here, that has watched the past hour and a half of this amateur stream. Thank you very much, Chloe, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. Yakora. I'm gonna go. Matthew and Mahmoud Ahmed, if you're still around, thank you very much for chatting. But I have things to do this evening, which means I cannot live stream. But thank you very much for joining. Yes, go watch episode 4 now. Incredible bit of TV. Nice to speak to you as well, Chloe. I'm far from the best Matthew, but hopefully one day I will be. But I appreciate the comment. Thank you very much, everyone. And next Thursday is my normal live stream day, and maybe I'll throw in a weekend. But thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.